Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a little VOD review of a game that I had versus Camille in Diamond 1 Elo. And I wasn't using a mic for this game, so I thought I would just do a voiceover instead. But yeah, she's running Ignite, Teleport, as usual. They sometimes do go Flash. I think Flash is actually better into Urgot. So I actually like when they go Ignite, Teleport. But yeah, starting off with the E right there through the melees, I usually like to do that if I have to leash. Because if anything, you just get those 3 melee minions, which is good enough. And you can usually trade back a few autos because you have that shield. You don't even have to land the stun. Sometimes they do walk up and you can also land the stun and get those 3 melees. Just using W there for a quick PTA trade. Keep in mind, like, we had a good angle there because the minions were kind of far away. Your W does lock onto whatever's closer there. So thankfully she was a little bit closer than the minions. This was a little bit of a mistake there with the E. Turns out to be an okay trade though. And I do run Ignite versus Camille as well. They always go Divine pretty much into Urgot, so I just like to have the heal kit. And I feel like the damage is really nice too in this matchup. In general, this lane is honestly pretty even. I would say it's kind of a skill matchup. I think Camille outskills Urgot, like especially 1v1 in the side lane. Your team fight, I think, is pretty good. Like, pretty even, I would say. She gets pretty greedy here. We go for the E fling, Q auto W ignite, and then try to circle around her and pop those shotguns. So if anybody's trying to learn Urgot, you're these little webs right here. I guess I just moved my screen. I'm looking for her teleport. I'll explain this back here in a sec, but yeah, those web things are your shotgun knees, and that's where a lot of your damage comes from. So you want to try to circle around people and proc those pretty quickly. But yeah, since I'm not running teleport, we want to go for the recall there, because if I try to push, she's going to TP back. And then my wave's going to be like right here, and then she has a good chance to kill me. So I do sacrifice a little bit of CS here, but it's the best time that I can go for it back. Because again, if we try to push that wave, we'll just die. So this way we still get a little bit of the CS and we don't die, which is the important part. And then she also can't freeze the wave on me, which is really important. Because not only do we die if we try to go for the push there, but then she also freezes the wave, and then I need my jungle to come up and help me break the freeze. Oh yeah, another thing, I went for a Cole longsword. I think I went for double longsword, but then I refunded it for Cole longsword. Cole's a little bit greedy in this matchup. I just really like Cole. And we got an early kill too, so I was feeling a little bit greedy. I felt like the lane was going to be good off that. Right now, just slow pushing, stacking up this big wave. And this is nice because, like, she can't trade with me right now. Plus, I have a level on her. So we can just take our time. Always a good time to ward when you're right about to push in a tower like this. Even though I will say on Urgot, sometimes having that ward up doesn't even really help you that much, to be honest. If you're pushed up this far, but I do have flash, so I'm a little bit safe right now. As far as playing Urgot goes. So I accidentally take a turret shot there. But just trying to get some pressure on her and make her farm a little bit worse. Go for those PTA procs. That's what I try to do in early lanes a lot. I'll go for these just like short PTA trades. And it's really important, even if you don't get a kill on them, just keeping them chunked out makes it to where they can't always go in on you and like they're pressured. So right there, the ward actually does save my life. We see the volley, just back off. You always want to make sure you stay at least in cannon XP. Because again, I still have flash. I can E-buffer the Camille E if she tries to E on me. So just staying at a distance where I'm still in XP range. And we still get it with Q as well. Or we still get the gold. Oh, this play's unfortunate. Yeah. Man, if we only took one tower shot. She also had Ignite. Yeah, a little bit greedy by me there, but it would have been a really good kill because her TP was down. So that was one of those plays I was willing to take the risk. Because if we kill her there, it's completely lane over. Because I can just push in the wave and she'll miss like probably a wave and a half. Yeah, it's all good. I know I can kill her still. We still have Ignite up, and this build is really good right now. Like 130 AD at 7 minutes. I have a lot of kill pressure at this. Kind of surprised that she won a call, by the way, this game. Actually didn't notice that when I was playing. So the important thing here is to try to freeze the wave outside tower, and then I want to cancel her back so she doesn't get a good back time. Because right now she's losing minions. Like, she just lost cannon XP. So I did actually make the mistake there of letting the wave actually get through there, because I was trying to cancel her back, but yeah, it turns out to be okay still. I would have rather that wave didn't go through and not cancel the back there, but it's kind of okay because they missed cannon. I was gonna back here, but then I saw the tower was like so low at the plate. I played this game a few days ago, so it's not like super fresh in my memory, so I'm kind of just going off the live gameplay here, I guess. Yeah, this is where you got to be pretty careful in the Camille lane, though. Once you get Sheen, this lane does get pretty spicy. And then once you get Divine, it's usually pretty tough. You can still win if you have Cleaver Spike with Ignite. But it's pretty, I think it's pretty heavy skill matchup. There's always a chance that she can ulti your E or your ultimate. And if she does that, it's really hard to win. So usually is what I'll try to do is I'll either try to ulti right after my E while they're still stunned. You have to be really fast with it. And once they have their Legend Tenacity stacked up, you can't really do it anymore in the mid game, but in the lane phase you can still do it if you're really quick with it. I don't know, maybe if they run unflinching you can't do it. I'm actually not sure. But yeah, if you ever land E on Camille and like you have kill pressure, you want to get that ulti down while they're still stunned. If you don't get the ulti while they're still stunned, you can try to like, I'll try to create some distance and then go for the ulti so they can't ult me to dodge it. But you can only do that if your ulti's gonna kill, like if you have enough damage. So it's kind of tricky. That's the tricky thing in this matchup. Like, she can really use that ulti to dodge. So right there, having a ward saves me again. That's the second time Volley's been up here, and my ward just saves my life. So really good ward spot right there. I haven't had time to go for like a deep ward in this lane, but thankfully those close wards have just been saving me. So right now, I don't know where Volley is. I'm just playing in the bushes, playing top side of the lane. If he does come to gank me, I can just run out. Or try to run out. Especially once they get that Shelly, you want to be really careful as a top laner. As a top lane and a mid lane, you want to be very careful when enemy jungle gets that first Shelly. I will say though, jungles do like to use Shelly mid because it opens up the map more. So that is something to consider. Like, if you're playing up really far, a lot of the time they will use it top lane, but I know that jungles do like to they do prefer to use it mid. So right now in this lane, we just got our level 9, and I see my flash coming up in like 20 seconds. So right now with this trade, this is a little bit aggressive because I'm eing into her wave, but I just want to get her thinned down because I know I have flash coming up. So the HP that she's at right now is like perfect. Once I get that auto, I know she's dead. Because I have flash up, so we go in the bush. Boom, perfect combo. So we go in the bush there. I'm going to rewind this real quick. Let's see. How do we do it on here? Oh, you can't just go back like 10 seconds? So yeah, right here, I know they're going to go up for this melee minion. And it's really good to go in the bush before you go for an E-flash, because sometimes people will, like, reaction. It's kind of rare, but there is a chance when they see your E, because it does have that little bit of wind-up. Some players will flash, and she's not running flash this game, thankfully, but she could try to E away, like, right when she sees my E. So it's just good to go in the bush. They don't see it coming. Oh, whoops. But yeah, nice kill right there, right on the level 9. That's one thing I really like to try to do when I have my flash coming up, though, is I try to get them just buttered up for the grinder. That's how I get a lot of kills as Urgot. Trying to make this, there we go. Trying to make that stuff fade away. Yeah, pick up the plate. I know she has TP, so I want to get out of there pretty early. And this back is really good for me. Should be a cleaver and then boot cloth, yeah. Cleaver spike feels really nice against Camille. I mean, honestly, cleaver spike just feels nice against pretty much everybody. Yeah, personally, I go cleaver rush in like 90 to 95% of my games. The only times I won't do cleaver rush is like sometimes when I have 1100 gold, I like to go straight at Dirk. And then I'll either go Eclipse or Prowlers first. But that's if I'm doing really good and I have a lot of kill pressure. Like if I have Flash Ignite up or even just Flash up and I back with exactly 1100 gold, those are the cases where I'll sometimes go straight at Dirk because it just guarantees you a kill. So it's a little bit more high risk, but also high reward, I guess. So auto W there just for the quick PTA trade. And I should have E'd her E right there. Against Camille, you want to E right as she lands her E on you. So you don't want to E her when she's midair, but you want to E her like right as she hits you. So I dropped the ulti a little bit early here, which I actually shouldn't have, but I was a little bit worried because Volibear ulti. Volibear ulti makes him unstoppable, so you can't pull during the jump. So I was hoping to just kind of burst him down there. But yeah, it was a little bit of a misplay by me there, but thankfully it works out. Eater played it well, and then they also waste their Shelly, which is really nice too. That should be a first tower because they have no teleport. So yeah, doing the W toggle there on the tower, 3 Ws and then auto attack, and then you just repeat. Increases your DPS by about 30%. I definitely recommend practicing on towers. You want to do it in team fights as well, but one thing I will say about that, if you're still learning Urgot, sometimes it's not worth it to do. Like I always tell people, if you have to focus on other things, like if it's drawing your focus away from other things, then you know, definitely focus on like positioning and team fighting and that type of stuff first. Like making sure you're positioning right in the team fight, making sure you're proccing your shotgun knees and that type of stuff. Eventually you want to get good with the W toggle to where you can kind of do it without even thinking about it. And I also try to like finish people off with auto attacks because a lot of the time people will flash at the last second and they'll be expecting a W damage, but your auto does way more. And sometimes you get a shotgun spawn right as you auto too, so that can be pretty nice. But yeah, we're in a really good spot right now. 200 AD at 15 minutes with a cleaver, about to cash in Cole. Like, this is exactly where you want to be as Urgot. Camille's doing a pretty good job at just, like, pulling out of my E range. That is something that Urgot kind of struggles at. If people just play safe, it is kind of hard to He's one of the harder champs to force on. And that is something that I get a little bit frustrated with sometimes with Urgot. I think it's the only thing that really bothers me sometimes on the champion. And I think it's a huge difference when I go from like... That's a huge difference from like D2. I would say D2 plus players are really good at just like playing safe. Or they get better at it. I get a lot of my kills through E-Flash. And otherwise it's just really hard to get kills because people just play out of your E range. Don't really have much else to do with my time right now, so just seeing if I could snag that blue. Try to make this guy panic a little bit. I don't want to go all in there because my team is pretty far. And mid could rotate on me. Top lane could rotate pretty easily. That's one thing about Camille. She rotates super easily. So you gotta be pretty careful with plays like that against Camille. I like how our ADC is 1-7 and he's thrown out surrender vote. I was so focused on this game, I actually don't even remember that. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, kind of hard to force on champions, especially Camille too. He's like basically a 2 or 3 flash distance. E-Flash on the Caitlyn, throw her into the Grande. Oh, that's right. Yeah, their Morg was like super fed this game. Like she has Zonias and like almost mythic Sork boots. Because our bot lane was getting kind of wrecked. But not bad. We took out the Caitlyn. Got some good damage on the Morg for my team. I think I'm going to skip ahead. I should probably skip ahead here with the death timers. Yeah, running back to mid lane here because Utera's bot side, Saus is pushing out top. I don't really have much else to do right now, so this is a good time to do Shelly, which I'm not sure if we do that here. I think I was a little bit worried because their whole team was kind of like hovering around. So it can be a little bit tricky to do Shelly in that case. But getting second Shelly, if you have like nothing to do on the map, is always pretty good. Gives a lot of gold. You can usually get a T2, which gives even more gold. It's pretty valuable. I was hoping Camille would run down and face check there. Yeah, don't want to do anything crazy right now because I see their whole team just like hovering around. Just doing golems because, again, I have nothing else to do. You always want to be trying to do something with your time. At least if there's something to do. Like, one thing that really helped me climb in this game, a lot of the time I'll just think to myself, like, what is the best play that I can be doing right now? Like, that's something that just constantly goes through my mind. And it really helps me from not autopiloting, because I think autopiloting is a huge thing that holds people back. And I honestly struggle with it myself sometimes. Especially when I'm streaming sometimes, I'll just be like talking to people and like, you know, I'm still focused on the game, but maybe just not 100% focused. This was a really interesting call, by the way. I wasn't sure if this was going to work out. But Uter does so much Baron damage. So I'm just trying to circle around for my shotguns. Morg goes in like pretty early. Missed my ulti, but it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, we actually get the Baron there, which is kind of wild. I knew Uter was good at Baron, but man, that's like super good. I was hoping my Prowlers would follow the Syndra flash there. Sometimes it does. It's just kind of it's kind of like a timing thing. If you do it like really late last second, it will follow the flash. So yeah, as you can see there, I don't think it mattered right there because Uter got the kill, but I try to finish people off with that auto attack. So right when they're about to get out of range of your W, you just get that auto attack in. Does a little bit more damage, and like if they try to flash or dash away, it's pretty nice. Might seem like a little thing, but I actually get a lot of kills like that where I otherwise wouldn't get them if I just kept my W on and I didn't go for that auto. So yeah, always trying to circle around objectives, get those shotgun needs off. I think I wanted to farm out a little bit of gold for Styrax. Yeah. That's where it would have been really good if I could farm bot lane. But Ezreal is pushing out the wave and all the jungle is getting farmed, so I just had nowhere to farm, sadly. It's really good if you can get that Styrax on that back. Oh yeah, this is kind of the build that I've been doing recently. So Cleaver, Prowlers, and a Styrax, and I've been really liking it, man. This was a build I used to climb like really high. And it's really nice because you kind of have a mix of everything. The Cleaver gives you damage and movement speed, ability haste. Prowlers gives you the lethality for bursting people, but also the dash. It's like people can't really kite you out as much, which is nice. The dash is really important. It follows flashes too, which is a pretty big deal. And you can use it to get out of like Urgot VOD, Jarvan ulti. Like I've just found so many like little uses that I just wasn't really thinking about before I built it that have just been really nice. But yeah, and then you go Styrax third, and everything is kind of cheap. And, oh, do I miss the kill? I think I do. Rip. But yeah, everything's kind of cheap, which is nice. And once you get Styrax, it gives you a mix of damage and defensiveness. And that was one thing I really didn't like about Prowlers before. You like couldn't go in for a fear play with Grinder. But the nice thing about Styrax is it actually allows you to go in for that fear. Like you can actually kind of go all in on team fights. Like sometimes you can even go for like a greedy Prowler dash and like go all in still. And that Styrax shield just saves you. And yeah, it kind of guarantees that you get the Grinder. Really nice blind snipe right there. That was sick. EQ. Yeah, that was a pretty huge turn right there. I'm always really careful against Syndra, by the way. Like, you really want to respect the distance against that champion. She can QE from pretty far. If I get hit by, like, a Syndra QE right there when we're going for inhib, they can chain it with a Morgbind into, like, Caitlyn trap. They have a lot of CC this game, so I don't even want to take the risk. I think I'm worth a pretty big shutdown as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you run like Overgrowth and I guess just Overgrowth plus Cleaver, I think it's about an 800 to 900 shield on the Styrax when you first get it. Which is honestly pretty decent for giving like a decent amount of damage too. because I remember back in the day, I used to build Prowlers kind of a lot. And I just didn't like how it was really hard to team fight. Like, you could assassinate somebody, but it was really hard to go for certain team fights and go for grinder plays. But yeah, Sterak's just fixes that issue. You can actually... It's just enough defense to, like, yeah, to still go aggressive and also go for grinder plays. Sorry, I'm probably repeating myself, but I'm just trying to explain it properly. I'm really bad at explaining stuff sometimes. But yeah, just getting bot lane push. My team wants to prep for Baron, so I just want to get this wave shoved. Which is a little bit sketchy when you're running Ignite. But I know my team can win 4v4, and I know that I can win the 1v1. So right now I just want to pull them bot lane. Like, this is where I can just fully commit to bot lane. Because it's really good if they go for me here. Like, jungle's running down to bot lane, so he has no chance to steal Baron. And again, I can 1v2, I can 1v3 maybe, possibly. Because keep in mind, I'm level 17 right now. So this was actually kind of close. I had to drop Ignite just for good measure there. And then we just go for the solo drag. Nice thing about Urgot is you can solo dragon really fast. Oh yeah, you can also E-buffer the knockback from the dragon there. Kind of saves a little bit of time. Oh yeah, I don't always go Titanic in this build. I've been testing builds without Titanic just because it's so expensive. I do still like the item, but it's just expensive, which is a big downside. And I feel like a lot of games, I noticed that I don't really utilize the wave clear. Because lately I've been playing more for like team fighting, which has been working out pretty good for me. Which is still okay in team fights, but I just kind of see it as like a luxury item now. Like this game I'm pretty fed, my team's doing good. So this game I don't mind getting damage HP, but a lot of games you kind of want to get resist around this time, I would say. Get the snipe on volley, flash in, double fear. Just really nice team fight. A big part of this game was really just landing those snipes. I think we had a few pretty good snipes. But yeah, that's going to be the game, guys. Let me know what you thought of this, if you enjoyed the kind of VOD review. I don't know if I did a super good job. I don't really do these too much. But yeah, let me know in the comments, and drop a like if you guys want to help support the video. I think I show the stats here real quick, so I'll wait for that. But yeah, usually I just do like the live commentary because I'm usually using mic. But I was going a little bit tryhard mode just to focus a little bit more. So I thought it'd be cool to just try to do like a little VOD review type deal. Yeah, 26k damage, not too bad. Yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching. Peace.